Welcome back. So now let's go ahead and create another method above the widget bill in here, and above that in here we're gonna simply say white, and we're gonna give the name as on modify. So create that method in here and take those braces down. Now in here we're gonna simply just set the if condition, and we will check that specific token for session. In here we will say if token for session, if that equals to no. Only in that case what we will do, click braces in here, take this down. We're gonna call upon this stat, so it's a stat for widget. It's gonna then just change the result dynamically. Now in here we're about to go and create a UUID. It's gonna simply generate a unique ID for us. Then we will just assign that unique ID that in here towards the token for session. Now in here above we will say where UUID, in this specific variable we will assign UUID. As you guys can see, the segregation, and write it and semicolon. Now let us go down and we will use that in here right in this state. We're gonna say token for session, and now we will just assign the UUID with the version 4. It's gonna create a unique ID for us, and then we just assign that specific unique ID toward this token for session. Okay, it's gonna be right inside that. Then right after that we're gonna simply just call upon in here the specific method that we just created right in the previous video by the name maxigation. So copy that from here and paste down in here, call upon that in here, and also we'll just pass the object controller. Okay, that one, copy it from here. As I told you already right in the previous video, whenever the user will put something right in here in the search bar for the place, is gonna then just assign that specific data toward this controller. It is gonna be right inside that. Then right in here with the maxigation we're gonna call upon that in here. So controller with a dot tags, and write it and semicolon. Now right after that we're gonna simply just call upon the init state in here, and what I'll do in here, we're gonna just call upon the controller object in here. Then we say dot add listener. We're gonna add the listener to that and write it and semicolon. So we just register our add listener right to the specific controller object, which can simply just listen toward that specific event or state that will change. So if the user will enter something right in here, as I told you already, it's going to be right inside the object controller, and we just listen to that. And right afterwards we're going to just take this down from here, and we're going to call upon the method on modify in here and write it and semicolon. So we are done with that. Now we will just scroll down. First in here we will put comma, and in here we will just have the expanded widget. From now on we'll just remove that. We will edit in a while. Now take this down. In here we'll say child, and we'll say list view. We're gonna go with the dot builder. There we go. The segregation is gonna take the item builder. We will just edit in a while. Now take these braces down, and in here first we will just add the item count, okay, in which we will have all of the list that we created right in the previous video for the places. Okay, let me just check. By the name it was list for places. Okay, yep, that one. we just assign that specific array to this list for places. We're going to copy that from here, and we're going to just go all the way down right in here. So right in the item count, we will just have that in here, and we're going to go with the total length of it. So in here we'll say dot length, and right after that we'll say item builder, and now in here contacts, we're going to have a specific index for all of the places that will be right inside the list. Now right after that, what I'll do in here, curly braces, and take this down from here. In here we will simply just return the widget by the name list tile. Okay, in here now take this down. It's going to take the on tap event. Okay, what I'll do now, first in here semicolon and back again in here, and this specific event gonna be asynchronous, so in here async, just write it. Okay, it's gonna be future based. So whenever, let's assume that when the user search for the specific address, write it here, so there will be kind of segregation for all the specific places towards tags that the user will enter right in here. And right after that, I will just convert that specific address towards the location. We're gonna simply just convert it towards the latitude and longitude. We're gonna simply get that. So for that specific purpose, what I'll do right in here, we'll say list. Okay, and I have already teach you guys that how you guys can just convert the latitude and longitude towards the address, and also the reverse. And you guys can see that directory right in the previous videos we just did that. Okay, so what I'll do in here, I'll go towards that specific directory, open that. We're gonna simply just get down, since we are getting the location. So what I'll do in here is gonna be like that. Okay, we're gonna simply just get the location from the address, and the address will be the text that the user will enter right in the search bar in here. So like that. Okay, and then we will simply just get that specific location, which will be the latitude and longitude, like that. Let's go back again in here, already we write list, and with it let's go ahead in here we'll say location, and with it now we'll give it a name as a locations. Okay, jag name in here is since a future based and it's asynchronous, so what I'll do in here will say await. It will await until the actual result come. So what I'll do right after that, we'll say location from address. Okay, and in here, as I told you already, it is going to be the text that the user will enter, and all of that specific text that the user will enter, it's going to be right inside the controller, and then it's going to be right inside the list for places. Okay, so in here what I'll do, I'll say list for places, as you guys can see, with a specific index. Okay, and also it will contain the description. So in here we're gonna say description only, just fine, and write it and semicolon. To understand this better, let's assume that you guys will have a list for places, and right inside that each and every place will have a property by the name description. You will be write that. Now whenever you will get that, so you will just print in here the latitude and longitude. So in here we'll say locations. Okay, that name in which we just assign that. Okay, so with the help of that we're going to simply get the latitude and longitude. So in here we'll say locations dot last dot longitude, and right after that let's copy that for time saving, and in here paste it. Instead of longitude we'll say longitude will be here, and above in here there will be latitude and longitude, all just fine. Now also we're gonna show the title for that. So what I'll do below, down in here, say title, and we'll have a text widget. Okay, and in here we will say, list for places, and with a specific index with a specific description in here. So we'll say description in here is gonna get the title. Then so all of the work has been completed. Now we'll just hot reload the app and just see we got an error. Let me just check in here. We're gonna import a library right above. We will just, it's automatically imported. Okay, that one we will just remove that from here, and all is just fine. Now back down, how to load the app, all is just found. Okay, it's how to loading the app. How to reload. Now what I'll do, just come here and search for specific area, and also we will just open the run. Okay, and here I'll just get this down. I'll search for New York. You guys can see the citation right in here. I just type new. Let me just get this down, okay, so that you guys can see it clearly. I just type new, and you guys can see the citation down below. Okay, now I'll put it all of the alphabets for the New York. Okay, you guys can see the citation, it's working totally fine. That's how you guys can get the Places API through Google Maps search. Now I'll just open the run, get this, and you guys can see in here, okay, all of the working. Let me just go right at the top. So I search for the New York, and you guys can see right inside that prediction, okay, we have that specific description for the New York and why USA. Okay, that's why I was telling you that there will be that specific description, and we have that in here, as I told you already, that description for the list for places. And also I have already told you about the prediction towards the list for places right in the previous video. Let me just show you. There we go. Okay, you guys can see the prediction, and I have already explained this in detail right in the previous video, that there will be prediction for all of the list of places, and you guys already noticed that in here. Okay, prediction, and if we go down, you guys can see all of the detail right in here. And you guys can see when I type in their new, also they show us a suggestion for the Nepal, New Zealand, and you guys can see that right in here, those specific prediction with a specific description. Okay, prediction and description. Now if I will click, let me just get this down a little. If I will click any of the address in here, it will show us a location, for example the latitude and longitude, and we simply just print that right in here. Let me just show you one more time where it gone. There we go. Okay, latitude and longitude. We just print that. Now if I tap any of the address in here, it will show us the latitude and longitude for that specific address. Okay, so I'm gonna simply just click upon that New York, and you guys can see that in here. Okay, there we go with the latitude and longitude. It's working totally fine. I just click upon the New York State. Okay, and you guys can see that in here, New York NY. Let me just get this down. Okay, I just click upon that, and you guys can see that in here the latitude and longitude. It's working totally fine. And if I just search for any specific area in here, we will just remove that. And if I search for any specific area, let's say Pakistan, and you guys can see the suggestion in here. Now open the run, go down all the way. Okay, now I'll just click upon that. Let me just see Azad, Jammu and Kashmir. Open the run, get down and click upon that, and you guys will notice the latitude and longitude for that specific address. Click upon that, there we go, and you guys can see the latitude and longitude. It's working totally fine. That's how you guys can give the Places API through Google Maps search. And also we successfully just convert that from the address towards the location, and you guys can see the latitude and longitude right in here. And all of the work has been completed successfully. So basically that's it for this video. Right from the next video we will work further. So see you then.